What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, reports surface that undefeated three-division world champion, superstar boxer, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, and currently the WBO welterweight world champion, and is widely considered the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, had seeked out to face, get this, Josesito Lopez. Why is that important? Josesito Lopez, a former welterweight contender, recently had a much success in the return bout of former unified WBC and WBA welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. Josesito Lopez has fought the likes of Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's made a name for himself, right? But he's never actually got over the threshold of being a superstar in the boxing world, right? He's looked at as being, that step-up level of opponent. No disrespect to Josesito Lopez. But what's important about this is that the fact that Terence Bud Crawford has turned down and said that he didn't originally want to fight Keith Thurman. He said that Keith Thurman was not seen and perceived as the same fighter. He had just recently lost his belt to 8-division world champion, Filipino iconic superstar boxer, and currently the WBA welterweight world champion, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. He said Keith Thurman just lost his title. So Keith Thurman is just looking for an opportunity, right? So that was one of the reasons why he dismissed Keith Thurman. And then another thing was that Keith Thurman was pricing himself out, that Keith Thurman asked for $10 million, right? But originally, let's just get to his original point of dismissing Keith Thurman. You were in negotiation to try to get a fight with Josesito Lopez, but Keith Thurman beat Josesito Lopez. So you're willing to fight the guy he lost, that he beat, but not the guy that beat him. So you're willing to fight Josesito Lopez, but not Keith Thurman. Then he has made a whopping offer of $1.5 million to face former IBF welterweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Special K, Kell Brook. That's not going to get it done. Okay, Kell Brook is reported to want at least $4 million. He wants to at least match what his rival, fellow countryman, Amir King Khan got, which was originally $5 million that turned into $7 million on the back end. Special K, Kell Brook, has been in a long-lasting rivalry with Amir Khan. There's no way that Kell Brook is going to take that much money, less money than Amir Khan. And you have to understand, Kell Brook was stopped by Errol Spence Jr. Kell Brook was stopped by Gennady Triple G Golovkin when he dared to be great, jumped up to middleweight. And he suffered 2 serious eye injuries in both those fights. He hasn't campaigned at the welterweight division since fighting Errol Spence back in 2017, and he hasn't had a high-profile fight since then. But when you're comparing Kell Brook to Amir Khan, if they was to fight right now, or even the version of Amir Khan that fought Terence Crawford, Kell Brook would be the favorite in that fight. Amir Khan has been knocked out by Brettis Prescott, Canelo Alvarez, Danny Garcia, and he's been knocked down and seriously hurt in multiple fights. Kell Brook is the better fighter. Amir Khan has more flash and flair, but he's not the better fighter. Kell Brook is by far the better fighter, and if that fight was ever to come to fruition like Kell Brook has been seeking, but Amir Khan has been avoiding, Kell Brook would clearly be the favorite in that fight. Even at the height of their careers, Kell Brook, Amir Khan would have been a 50-50 fight. I can't see a way possible that Kell Brook would take $1.5 million. That is the same amount of money that undefeated lightweight IBF world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez is getting. And Teofimo Lopez is 22 years of age, just won his world title in his last bout against Richie Coleman, and just getting his feet wet within the sport of boxing. This is what you're going to offer an accomplished welterweight and is still a name within the sport of boxing in Kell Brook, that's going to come across as if you truly don't want the fight. Matchroom CEO and promoter of Kell Brook, Eddie Hearn, stated that Kell Brook wanted a lot of money for this fight. I can't see a scenario in which Kell Brook accepts $1.5 million. And Josesito Lopez has turned down the Terence Crawford fight and now is going to fight former junior welterweight world champion, WBO world champion, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker, as Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker now has signed to the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and will face off against Josesito Lopez as he makes his welterweight debut. So Josesito Lopez has turned it down. If you were offering $1.5 million to an accomplished fighter like Kell Brook, I can only imagine the money that was offered to Josesito Lopez. Ironically enough, you hear Terence Crawford's manager and trainer, Brian McIntyre, Bomac, state that advisor and PBC creator Al Heyman did not have the money to fit the bill and front the money for Keith Thurman to face Terence Crawford when he said send over a contract and a boatload of money. So he said that, ironically enough, he doesn't have a promoter, meaning Keith Thurman, so he doesn't have the money. Now, we understand we are in dire times right now, and there's no live fans at live sport. There's no fans at live sporting events, so there's no live gates revenue involved. And Bob Arum, legendary promoter, iconic CEO of Top Rank, stated that he made this very clear. And Terence Crawford said that he wasn't willing to take a pay cut because he earned his position and where he's at. He worked hard to get in that position, so he wasn't willing to take a pay cut. But he's expecting everybody else, his opponents, to take a pay cut. This won't bowl over well with the boxing fans and the boxing pundits. We want to see Terence Crawford in the ring with the best. He has a high skill level. He's considered the best fighter in the world. And you don't want to see him in mismatches, point blank and period. So to seek out a fight with Josesito Lopez, but you wasn't willing to negotiate with Keith Thurman, and you're telling Keith Thurman to send over a contract. You're telling Keith Thurman to do the work, the leg work, and you're saying that Keith Thurman don't have a promoter, so he can't fit the bill. Yet you're offering Kell Brook $1.5 million. And if you're offering, like I said, Kell Brook that money, one could only imagine what you offer Josesito Lopez. So it seems as if even with the promoter, that they don't have the money, but they have the biggest sporting platform in all the sports worldwide in ESPN backing them. Yet they can't find the $5 million to get to Kell Brook or to negotiate the $10 million offer from Keith Thurman. So it's starting to look like that they're comfortable in their position and they're not seeking out these big fights. So let's see how this all plays out. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.